Hey everyone, welcome to How to Create a Travel Lifestyle in Business. I'm Vanessa Simpkins, and I'm so excited to share with you some phenomenal tips today. So I just want to welcome everyone, make sure everyone can hear me before we start. We're going to jump into some great content today, all about how to create more confidence and cash flow and freedom for your business if you're a spiritual entrepreneur or conscious entrepreneur. So just want to make sure everyone can hear me. Why don't you go ahead and type in the chat box your name and where you're from, and we'll get started. Wow, it's so nice to see everyone here joining us. I see Kavita is here, and Sarah, and Eve, and Deb, and Dale. So I just want to make sure everyone can hear me. If you just want to post something in the chat box, say like, hi, we can hear you. Let us know where you're from. That would be awesome. And also, while you're doing that, what is your greatest challenge? What is your greatest struggle right now with building your business? Let me know. I'd love to help and answer those questions for you. So we're going to get going and start today's webinar. Awesome. Eve from Canada is here. Hi, Eve. I know you. You're from Montreal, yes? All right. So I'm now going to share my screen and we will get started. Yeah, play. Awesome. So this is a live weekly training that I'm doing on really money mindset and marketing strategies for spiritual entrepreneurs who want more confidence, cash flow, and freedom. I call it the How to Create a Travel Lifestyle in Business. And I'll be sharing with you some of my techniques, tips, and strategies for how to create a 10K month. How do you create a 10K in 30-day revenue? And really create that travel lifestyle in business. I love traveling. I love living in my bikini. Today it's a little bit cool here in Southern California. It rained this morning, but most of the time it's super, super hot and my body's really happy. And I want to share with you some of the systems and mindset tips that allowed me to create this lifestyle. So on this webinar, you're going to discover proven sales attraction systems to help you attract high-paying clients in the next 30 days. I'm going to show you how to get massive visibility to your offers, even if you're new to business or a seasoned business owner, how to break through any of your visibility blocks, fear, doubt, and uncertainty, or feeling overwhelmed about what to do first. God knows, as entrepreneurs, I think mindset and our emotions is the #1 thing that prevents us from really getting into action. So we're going to talk a lot about that. And how to get ultra clarity about your message and create content that's highly engaging and positions you as an expert that people want to buy from. You're also going to discover the importance of doing some emotional detox if you find yourself procrastinating and stuck in fear and indecision, and how to get ultra clarity about your message. We already talked about this, so that you can create highly engaging content. Super, super important. And today I want to share with you all about speaking and why speaking is like the granddaddy, the Grand Canyon of all sales attraction systems. It is absolutely hands down my favorite way to attract clients, because I do believe that authenticity is the new currency in business today. It's the new currency in business and life. And there's no better way to get your message out than to share your stories than to be live with people in a room, interacting with them, speaking and sharing from your heart. Now, I know some people might be watching this thinking, oh my God, I'd love to speak, and holy smokes, terrifies me, scares the crap out of me. So sometimes what you're most afraid of doing is the very thing that will set you free. Super big believer in just facing your fears. So before we jump into today's webinar, I'll tell you really quickly a little bit about me. There's a picture of me in Hawaii, in Hanalei Bay, with my first book, From Bankrupt to $900 a Day Selling Mops. It's a true story. And I've since written another book, a bestseller called Take Your Power Back Now. I'm a speaker, coach, and trainer and mentor, and I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs around the world really skyrocket their confidence and their cash flow. So we work about, on mindset and also on proven systems to help you generate more visibility and more sales. My website's called takeyourpowerbacknow.com. I've been featured in today's Businesswoman magazine, Motivational magazine. I've spoken on a TED stage in Montreal. The topic was on success. It was a few years ago. And I've hosted workshops all around the world, in Costa Rica, in the US, and in Canada. I was actually just speaking yesterday here for a women's organization, and last week as well. And I really made my first 6 figures using the exact same simple systems that I'm about to show you today. I started with speaking. And I've been known to help spiritual entrepreneurs break through their fear and really become rock stars. I love helping people become rock stars. And some people call me the bikini business coach. I love Hawaii. This is where I spent maybe about 2 years of my life. I moved to Hawaii twice, and I called myself the bikini business coach. It was all about creating your lifestyle and business by design instead of by default. And I moved out there following a dream many years ago, and I was in 2008, and my my father passed away while I was out in Hawaii, and that he was an artist. He was an amazing man, and that really gave me the kick in the pants to start my business, and stop procrastinating and stop practicing for this public speaking career and really just get out there. So I did. I moved to Hawaii in 2013. 2007 I moved there. I moved back in 2013. And I was able to just, live in this beautiful, amazing, gorgeous place, most spiritual place on earth, and run my business from there. And I had to really learn about online marketing and speaking. So that's what I want to share with you here today. I hosted a retreat with some fantastic spiritual women, also in Kauai. This is probably my favorite place in the world. We're on top of the magical Kalalau Valley. And I've just really been blessed, to be able to bring my visions to life, and help, inspire and impact women to do the same, to really live their dreams. Here in Laguna Beach, where I live now in Southern California, it's still beachy, it's still tropical. I also host the Soul Sister Mastermind, where I gather just really rock star spiritual women entrepreneurs for fun weekends in the sun, and we mastermind and share with each other resources, because I really believe that when women get together, when people get together, when we're not in a spirit of competition but collaboration, amazing things can happen. I've done a lot of speaking. I've spoken on a TED stage here in Montreal. That is me riding a mop. Yes, that is me riding a mop. I used to be, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that guy on TV that sells the ShamWows. Well, I had a job selling mops, and I would go around to these stores and I would do these product demonstrations on stages and like Canadian Tire and Sears and Walmart and Kmart and things like that. And I actually became the best salesperson at the company. I wrote a book about it. It's called From Bankrupt to Making $900 a Day Selling Mops. And that's a true story. And I had that job for 4 years. And I did move to Hawaii about 2 months after I got the job. I moved to Hawaii. And then my father passed away. And that's when, I got this, real kick in the pants to start my business. And I remember I was 28 years old at the time. And I thought to myself, my dad died at 66 years old of a massive heart attack. He was an artist. And I thought, geez, I'm almost halfway there. When are you going to stop practicing and really get the show on the road? And that's when I made a decision to buy this camper trailer and blast out across Canada and go to all these virgin stores that had never seen the mop demonstration before. And I mean, it was a crazy story. I had to manifest this truck. I had like very limited finances. I, put $5,000 down, put all my money into this whole camper trailer get up, right? I never camper trailered in my life. Manifested the whole thing at like the last minute. Had enough money to, get me to the stores, enough gas money and camper trailer money, to last a few weeks until my paychecks came in. And it was the best decision of my life. And, I just made a video about it recently that I almost chickened out. I chickened out on myself. I actually bought this crappy car. My sister came home that summer and she was like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to go and pull this whole huge mission. I can't believe you chickened out." So, I listened to her. She was right. I sold the crappy car, bought the camper trailer get up, and it was the best decision of my life. Because I started hitting these $1,000 days and became the best salesperson in the company, wrote my book about it, and that is what launched my career as a speaker, coach, and trainer and author. And here at the bottom, I'm speaking in San Francisco to a women's event. This is here speaking in Hollywood. This is my boyfriend and his kids. I have an amazing lifestyle. We just went back to Hawaii for 2 weeks. My friend Preston took us on an airplane ride above the island. This is magical Kalalau here at the bottom. It's a place where I love to adventure. When I lived on Kauai, I would spend a week there every month, 5 days to 7 days every month. At the end of the month, I would go and camp out there and get half naked and eat guavas and mangoes and just run around like Avatar. So I love it. I love adventuring. So this is why I'm so passionate about sharing with you these strategies to help you if you want to do the same thing, if you want to follow your heart, if you have that knocking on your heart to go and adventure and really live your dreams. I want to share with you how I did it. And you know, I've had an amazing life. I get to play, and like I said, most of the time I love to just be in my bikini. I love the sun on my body. I love the ocean. I love to share my stories. And I've been doing this for a while. It was Wayne Dyer. I met him at an event. This is Jack Canfield. Gosh, I look at these pictures. I'm like, they're pretty old pictures. Here's my dad. That's me in a picture with him painting. He really just used to take us on these, I think, you know, these adventures when we were kids. He would go into to the States every summer and take us on his painting trips, and you know, he would make a painting adventure out of it. So you know, from a young age I just was so inspired to travel and be free like my dad. And here's some of his paintings. I always want to pay a tribute to him because he really taught me about entrepreneurship and inspired me. He used to always say, you know what, kiddo, if you do what you love to do, you're never going to work a day in your life. And for him, you know, that was meditating in nature and painting beauty. What inspired him, God, you know, nature. So cheers to you, Dad. My second book, this was a story that I never wanted to share with the world, a very kind of shameful, awful event that took place about 5 years ago now, actually. An ex-boyfriend nearly killed me in a hotel room. And it was another major wake-up call to get the show on the road. And when I escaped from the hotel, I asked, you know, God, I was like, my God, I can't believe I just became one of these statistics, you know, a battered woman that you read about in the newspapers. And I was like, why is this happening? And the answer was so loud and clear. It was like one of those moments where the clouds part, and the answer was, so you can help women not fall into the same pattern. And then I started bawling and crying because for years I was like, please, God, show me what my purpose is. I don't want to sell these bloody mops anymore, right? There's got to be more to life than this. And there certainly was. I sat on the story for 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, and finally wrote the book. And it became an overnight bestseller, and I've been on Fox and ABC and CBS and NBC News morning show stations. There's a whole bunch more shows that I haven't been on. I haven't had time to get on them, but every time I speak, it's just amazing. It's amazing the women that come up to me and tell me, you know, Vanessa, I have a similar story. I was in an emotionally abusive relationship. I was in this physically abusive relationship. I saw my mom, you know, live through these things. And God, I mean, just to impact other people by sharing that story, I would have never guessed that it could be so fulfilling, so meaningful. And so guys, I want to talk to you about how to host your own events and workshops and live events and speak on other people's stages, because it makes the world of difference. It has helped me build the business that I have today, helping spiritual entrepreneurs with their mindset, with their systems for success, overcoming fear, getting into action, really supporting women in creating this lifestyle and business of their dreams. And speaking was how it all got started. One of my clients, Elisa, she broke through fear. She made over $3,000 within 5 days with the same system I'm going to share with you. And finally used the same irresistible offer system to fill her online group coaching program with 140 people at about $300, and she made $40,000. So the same is possible for you. And what you really want to be doing is being visible and making offers. You want to be visible and make offers. And actually, before I jump right into this training, I just want to make sure that I can see everyone here. Sarah says, are you showing slides? I don't see anything. So hey guys, can you see the slides? I'm eating a grape right now. Loud and clear. Deb says yes. Sarah says loud and clear. Hi, I can hear you fine from Canada. Okay, I'm going to go back to screen sharing. Let me know that you can all see these slides. Screen share. I'll go back. And let me know, what is your biggest problem with, maybe it's speaking, or what are your biggest challenges right now in your business? Let me know here. Post them in the chat. I want to see. Okay, back to our training. So being visible and making offers is really all about that. The amount of offers that are made to people who can say yes to you equals your income. It's really a very simple equation. The number of offers that you make to people who can say yes to you, so you know, the right audience, equals your income. It's a very simple system. So there's 5 reasons that entrepreneurs continue to struggle making money. Number 1, they don't have an identity. They don't know what their expertise is. Number 2, they don't know what they're actually selling. They don't know how to talk about it. They don't have an influential offer. Maybe it's not enticing enough. It's not engaging enough. They don't talk to enough people. They don't make enough offers. There's not enough visibility. And number 5, they don't ask for the cash. So that's why speaking is really the best way to solve all of those problems, because it gets you visible in front of an audience. And the next piece of the puzzle is find out what your audience wants. When my clients join my coaching program, my Skyrocket Your Confidence and Cash Flow program, the first thing I have them do is find out what their audience wants, because you're in business to solve a problem. You are in business to solve a problem. So find out, what the problem is that your audience wants. Oftentimes it's not the same thing that you think you're going to sell. So if you want to prevent, and stop wasting time creating all these programs that nobody buys, find out what your audience wants first. I use SurveyMonkey. SurveyMonkey, and there's another great resource called Woofu. So SurveyMonkey is free. Woofu, I think it's like $17 a month, and you can create surveys and find out what people want. So visibility really means everything for you in your business. So who do you know that can get you in front of your ideal target audience? Here's a little challenge for you. So when I first started speaking, I actually had, I'll tell you a story, this guy from a Law of Attraction meetup group, said, hey, Vanessa, we want you to come speak at our event. My book had already been published, and I chickened out for like 6 months. I was terrified. I was out selling mops, making $1,000 a day. I had moved myself from bankruptcy to making $1,000 a day. And I still doubted my ability. I still doubted my credibility. I still had fear that I wasn't good enough. I was terrified. I was like terrified to go out and speak. And I made this guy wait for 6 months, okay? And finally, when I got over that, I was like, Vanessa, this is ridiculous. Just go out and do it. I made over $4,000 my first workshop, which was huge for me, right? Because for years I was thinking, oh my God, I don't know how this is going to happen. And I want to share with you that recipe. So really visibility is everything. So who do you know who can get you in front of your ideal target audience? Think about this. Who do you know on Facebook? Who do you know in your local community that it already has a group of people gathering? That's a great way to start your first event, is to help other people fill the room for you. So here was my experiment, right? I had this experiment, like, what if I sold my coaching and consulting from the stage like I did these mops, right? I was actually in a hotel room crying because I'd been traveling for 10 days at a time to sell these mops. And my sister, I was on the phone crying to her, and I hate my life. All my plants are dying every time I leave the house, and, making great money, but it really wasn't my purpose or passion. And my sister said to me, one day you're going to be on stage telling people all about these mops and making them laugh. And I thought, oh my God, that's a great idea. What if I sold coaching from the stage like I did these mops, right? I was doing this for years. So here are the numbers. I hosted my first workshop ever. It was a total flop, okay? But I still made $4,000. So here's how I did it. I had 27 people into a yoga studio. Like I said, it was a Law of Attraction meetup group. And the meetup organizer filled the room with 27 people. He charged them $24. I did not get any of the money. And that was fine. I was happy to go and speak for free. I did a 2.5-hour workshop training on the Law of Attraction. And the meetup organizer kept all the money up front. I made an offer at the end for $300. So I say, remember, I had to learn the system. Really, $300 is actually kind of a high-priced ticket. I recommend doing something different now. But one person bought my $300 offer. 10 people bought my book for $20. So there's $500. And from that, lady who purchased that $300 offer, she also bought a coaching package with me for $3,600. So to total it up, my grand total sales for my flop workshop was $4,100. It took me 2.5 hours, and I had a blast. So here's how it works. You want to launch these small 15 to 20 people workshops. You don't need to be a major, crazy, speaker out there in front of thousands of people in order to effectuate change. You can start right now. You're perfect exactly where you're at. 15 to 20 people in a workshop. I love facilitating groups like this. You get to be personal and intimate with them. You want to charge a small, low barrier to entry fee, like $20 to $25. And hear me when I'm telling you this. Do not reinvent the freaking wheel, people. Just do this, okay? Just do this. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't make your different price points. This recipe works. This is like chocolate cake for speaking. This is like the most amazing, yummy, moist chocolate cake, all right? This is a recipe. And I want to say that again and again because it just blows my mind at how people sabotage themselves. So just follow this recipe. It works. It's worked for me and hundreds of my clients. It's going to work for you too. What you want to do is you want to make it a $97 offer at the end of your workshop for today only and include bonuses. So, you know, it's really something, there's a lot of, you know, value to it. You want to offer them a breakthrough session. I'll help you break through your inner blocks, break through your marketing blocks, whatever it is. If you're a baby whisperer, you know, help your baby sleep, you know, break through these, you know, this baby craziness, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, $97 is a very easy sale for people to do. And then from there, you know, you have your breakthrough call. It's a low barrier to entry. People can then you very easily upsell into your high-end coaching program. So let's just say that you got out there and you did 2 small speaking events per month and you sucked at it. Like you were terrible, right? And you made $4,000 per event. Because I mean, you know, I do a lot bigger numbers, a lot more now that I know what I'm doing. But in the beginning, I sucked at it. Okay, so if you suck at it and you still make $4,000 per event, you only get one person in the room to convert. That's still $8,000 a month. Think about that. If you do that for 10 months, that's $80,000. If you do that for 10 months, that's if you take 2 months off in the summer, it's $80,000 a year. And I mean, if you suck at it, this is if you suck at it, right? So I'm telling you, speaking is an amazing, amazing way to generate high-paying clients. And here's how it works. If you want to skyrocket your confidence and cash flow, you get the right mindset, you get clarity about what it is you're actually putting out there in the world. You host one event, you make one offer, you have one sales call, which leads to a high-end ticket sale. And that's the exact same sales attraction system that I use and my clients use. And to create expert status, when you're a speaker, you are an expert. It creates buzz, visibility. You get to make offers. You get to find out, interact with your audience and find out what they want to learn from you and get over all of your fears and all the other crap. And you don't need a big list or a fancy pants website. You don't even have to be some big guru. You just need to be willing to start. So how do you do that? Well, you give yourself permission to want what you really want. I mean, I always say, you know, entrepreneurs that I work with, they're often, they love the idea of speaking and it terrifies the freaking pants off of them, like it did for me, right? So I get it, but it's also your mission and it's your calling. And if you didn't have the desire to do this, then you would have the desire to be a nurse or, you know, to be a carpenter or something. So give yourself permission. Your soul already knows it's here to do that. And you want to create a plan to, you know, to achieve your goal. And you want to command your mind and get rid of the fear, get crystal clear, and then take action. You want to take action, most importantly. So one event, you know, this is one of the flyers that I created. My clients use it too. I tell my clients, just copy whatever I do. I'm really happy to share with them. So you have a flyer that the host can put out. You can create a book cover on Fiverr. If you don't have a book yet, if you aren't an expert yet, I recommend go to fiverr.com, get them to create like a CD cover or a book image. A lot of my clients do that. Perfectly positions you as an expert. And I'm telling you, speaking works. You want to use a 1 and 2 hour workshop, creates expert status, creates buzz, visibility. You get to, you know, create that know, like, and trust factor with your audience. No technical skills required. It's the highest converting event. More converting than webinars. I think a lot more fun too. I mean, webinars, I'm talking to a computer. I know you're all there. But I mean, speaking, I had such a blast last night speaking with these a women's event, Wink, here in Orange County. It's so much fun. We cracked jokes, told stories. I love it. You usually convert 30–50% of the room every time you speak, right? You have a live audience. And it helps you get even more clarity about your message, offers, and problems that your clients have to solve for profit, because that's what you do as a business owner. You solve problems. So authenticity, the new currency in business today. Remember, people buy your stories, your authentic stories. They don't buy your expertise. Not really. They buy into you first. You know, your stories are your brand. And they really want to connect with your heart. So, you know, they get to know, like, and trust you, and they feel that they understand, and that they feel that you understand their problems, and then they will buy from you. So get out there and share your story. Share your story. It's the most impactful, inspiring, authentic, transformational thing that you have. I know it takes a lot of courage and vulnerability, but that's what creates connection. Your stories are your legacy to the world. So again, really simple. You want to make a $97 breakthrough session coaching call that upsells into a high ticket offer or coaching program. And do this recipe. Why? Because nobody buys thousands of dollars worth of coaching from a 1-hour workshop. That's why people have 3 to 5 day events. Okay, so this is the easy, most simplest way for you to get out there, start wherever you're at. I've used this system with seasoned entrepreneurs, with beginner entrepreneurs, and it works. Plus, when you just have that sales call, you get to hand pick and select which clients you want to work with. So let's just say, for example, you created a $1,500 program, or maybe a $3,000 or a $5,000 or $20,000 program. Maybe you had a VIP day at $15,000 or $10,000. Maybe you created your group retreats or group coaching or online masterminds or your own live events. Think about it. 3 clients at $3,000 is $9,000 payday. Not bad. 3 clients at $10,000 is $30,000 payday. Some people don't even make that much money in a year. So can you see how transformational speaking can become? You know, when you have the right combination of offers, you know, when you have the right clarity about your packages, you can create some really substantial income and impact in other people's lives. So again, let's just go over this. It's really simple. You get the right mindset, because we all know that the number one thing that holds entrepreneurs back is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, sometimes fear of success, you know, stories in their brain about not being worthy, not being deserving, who am I, comparing yourself to other people. I mean, all of that stuff. You have the right clarity, you have the right mindset, you get over that. You host 1 event, make 1 offer, 1 sales call, and it leads to a high ticket sales, several of them. You don't need a lot of them to create a great income. So speaking really helps you overcome all your inner blocks about perfectionism. Again, comparing yourself to others. You don't need any tech skills. You can break through these visibility blocks. You can create great, compelling content. You can video yourself speaking. You get to practice making offers, interact with your tribe, and be the expert. Really own your expertise. It's so much fun. So here's one of my clients, Sharon Cohen. She had this idea, this vision to create a 1-day women's empowerment event. And she called it the Juicy Woman's Journey. And I taught her about making offers, and she busted her butt. She got to work, and she went to the networking events and sold 140 tickets. 140 women showed up to her event. It was a huge success. And she's hosting another one now, her second one coming up. But her first one was a huge success. And out of that, she generated 20 clients that stayed working with her for an entire year. She said, Vanessa, it was so worth it. I had these clients that joined my program, in a group coaching program, and they signed up again and again, and like 3 or 4 times in that year. They just followed her and continued working for her. So it was beautiful. She got, you know, great visibility. She was asked to host this event all over Canada and the States. She attracted clients, and a huge boost to her confidence, right? So you can do it too. And in order to do that, you got to do one thing every day that scares you, right? Scares the freaking pants out of you. This is business in a nutshell. It really is like a contact sport. Because the magic really happens outside your comfort zone. So if you're watching this webinar and you're like, oh my God, I'd love to do that. You know, I'd love to host an event. I'd love to be a speaker or a trainer and share my expertise and impact people. You gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's gonna be freaking scary, and you're gonna do it anyways. So let's just take a look at where fear actually comes from. The fear is really coming from your ego, your small self, and it tries to protect you, you know, from death, right? It tries to protect you from death. So everything is death, right? Failure is death to the ego, right? This small part of your brain wants to keep you alive. Well, back in the day, we were running away from like Tyrannosaurus Rex, or, you know, from saber-toothed tigers. Yeah, you know, that was a scary thing. But now we have, you know, speaking in front of an audience, that's not going to kill you. You're not going to die from that, right? But still, the fear comes up. It's this old kind of lizard brain. So fear, anxiety, procrastination, self-doubt, worry, disapproving of yourself, resistance, the inner critic, that voice, guilt, giving your power away, comparing and despairing, you know, all of these emotions. This is what your ego uses as a kind of a form of weapon to pull you out of the presence and knowing and peace that you really are. And it's all separation and suffering. And when I work with entrepreneurs, I'm going to tell you 90% of the work we do is inner work. And think about this, you could be going to all the events, buying all the programs, reading all the books, and still spinning around in survival mode because you're not taking action. And what prevents you from taking the right action is fear. Number one thing I help my clients with. So when you're full of, I call them toxic emotions like fear, anxiety, disapproving of yourself, beating yourself up, it's kind of like your cup is full. And when your cup is full, there's no room for anything else, let alone the voice of intuition, of God, of source, of spirit. And I mean, if you want to create a travel lifestyle, holy smokes, you better be able to take action on your intuition. So, you got to be able to listen to it and trust it first. And you can't do that when your mind is busy. And your mind is busy beating you up, right, with all these emotions. So love is the answer. Love is the answer. And I want to take you guys through a little process here. And I'm going to jump out and just go ahead and see. Dale saying, is the chat disabled? I cannot hear you. This is funny. We're having a little bit of an issue here with the audio. I wonder if you guys can still hear me. Sarah says, I can hear her, but I cannot see the slides. This is so interesting. Some people can hear me. Some people can hear me and can see the slides, and some people cannot hear me, but they can see you. This is really interesting. Okay. Okay, great. Dale says, I still can't hear. Now, how do I connect to the audio? Sarah's like, I can hear her, but I cannot see the slides. So this is really interesting. Well, we're having a few technical glitches, but if you guys can either hear me or see me, let me know. That'd be great. And hopefully when the replay records, it'll be super and clean and everyone will be able to hear and see everything. So I'm just going to jump in. We're going to do an exercise now about overcoming fear. And how many of you guys have a fear that prevents you from taking action in your business? Let me know here in the chat. And I'm going to go back and show the screen share for this. Let me see this. Share screen. Google Hangouts. Desktop. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so love is the answer. So could you pull up some fear right now? Just think of an experience or a situation that's bothering you. And again, this is, we're going to do an actual experience here. So if you're driving, pull over, or maybe listen to this later, or if you're in the room with your kids and they're screaming, put them in another room. Just give yourself the time and space to be present and do this. Don't just watch it, but actually do it. So pull up a situation where there's some fear in your life, an experience. Maybe it's, thinking about going out there and speaking, or starting something new in your business, or, writing your book, or whatever it is. Think about, something that you really want to do, or an experience that's bringing up some fear in you. And just hold that in your mind, all of this fear. And most of the time what we do with uncomfortable emotions is we avoid them, or we drink and eat and smoke and sex them, or porn them away, or anything but feel our feelings. But what would happen if you just simply allowed the fear to be there? So just try right now. Take a deep breath, close your eyes. And bring to mind this, scary situation, experience, person. Maybe you're thinking about, something you don't want to happen, something that's bothering you. And could you just allow the fear to be there without trying to get rid of it, without judging it, or even judging yourself for the fear being there? Could you just allow it to be there some more? Just allowing it to be there. Notice what happens. Notice if the fear gets worse, if it gets lighter. Just that small little experience. Let me know. Post in the chat. What are you experiencing right now? All right, I'm just going to check here. I don't know what that means. Okay. So just let me know what that experience is like for you, allowing the fear to be there. I'm not seeing any messages. I think that there are, I think there might be a delay in some of these chats. Anyways, find out in a bit. So I'm going to continue with the experience. Just notice what happens as you allow feelings to be there, because acceptance is actually a really, really high vibration. Acceptance and love, you know, they all the religions talk about how love is the answer. You know, love will save the day, but no one teaches you how to use that power of love to actually transform and transmutate emotions. And this is really where life gets to be exciting. And I remember I was an acupressure practitioner for many years, working with people as massage therapist and acupressure practitioner. I would practice on people. For 5 years, I did this, and I was amazed at the transformation that would happen when people let go of their emotions. They would become pregnant after being infertile. They would let go of these, you know, painful headaches that they had for years. They would be, you know, their menstrual cycles would change from letting go of, you know, anger, which affects the liver. I dove headfirst into how emotions affect the physical body, and it's still something that I'm so passionate about, and I love sharing with entrepreneurs, is really how do you, you know, overcome emotions. So the emotion, you know, love is actually, it's not actually an emotion, it's an experience. It's a very high vibration. And so is acceptance. I would say acceptance is a doorway. So if you want to make any change in your life, start something new in your business, the best thing you can do is to come into acceptance with everything that is. And so when you're looking at fear or, you know, self-doubt or, you know, any of these lower vibrations, and you're moving into acceptance about them, they lose their energy. They lose their charge. And your mind quiets down, and from a quiet mind, you're much more able to come to a solution and to take action when there are no emotions involved. So you got to just dive right into the pool. That's how it works. When you dive right into the swimming pool, dive right into the fear, dive right into whatever experience that you're avoiding, that's how you dissipate it. So my question for you today is, what is it costing you not to have a sales attraction system in your business? Today we spoke about speaking, and I shared with you some tips. I also, you know, teach entrepreneurs online methods for getting visible and making offers. But what is it really costing you not to have a solid sales attraction system in your business? Seriously, what's it costing you in terms of your confidence? What's it costing you in terms of, you know, freedom? What's it costing you in terms of the freedom that you could have or fun that you could have with your family? You know, what is it really costing you in terms of time? Maybe, you know, it might be time spent at a job that you hate, that you know is not your purpose or your passion. Like, you know, like I did for a few years. I probably stayed in a job for maybe 2 years longer than I really needed to be there because of fear. What's it costing you not to have a sales attraction system in your business? Now, I say it's a really dangerous place as an entrepreneur, because then you start to doubt yourself, right? Am I really supposed to be doing this? Totally unnecessary, because you always have a choice, and your choice can be, you know, Vanessa, this has been a great webinar. I love what you're sharing here. I'm going to go and try and do some of these things on my own. Or you could decide to do nothing, you know, or you could really decide, you know what, I'm going to make a commitment, I'm going to make a change, and I'm really going to not just talk about this, you know, not just dabble in it, really commit to, you know, a system that's going to help me attract clients and make a change in your life. We all have a choice, because I believe that life isn't about finding yourself. Life is really about creating yourself. You get the power to do that. Everyone does. So what if in the next 30 days, you could, you know, generate a $10,000 income? You know, what would that mean for your business? How would you like to double or quadruple your income in the next 30 to 60 days? Now, I know for some people, they're like, man, if I could just make $5,000 this month or an extra $2,000 this month, this would be amazing. For some people, they're like, $10,000 is nothing, right? I can tell you, if you give yourself permission to want what you really want and say yes to it, really, you know, own that and show up and commit to it, you will have it. You will absolutely skyrocket your confidence and cash flow, but it comes from making a commitment and a decision. That's where it all starts from. So one of my clients, she got started with me in the Skyrocket Your Confidence and Cash Flow program. She says around last year around this time. And she said she was feeling very stuck and unmotivated about her business. And it was a huge decision to invest money in herself and her business. Yeah, she knew that many people in this group had the same issue. And she just, we worked together, we worked on her mindset, and I helped her with an offer that, directed to the right people, because she was talking to the wrong people. And she signed a deal for a year-long leadership program for $37,000, actually 37,000 pounds, because she's in the UK. So, huge win. And she said it just felt like a brilliant opportunity to get back out there and shine. So can you create, 10,000 in 30 days? Yeah, some of my clients do a lot more than that. Sharon Cohen, you heard her story about, putting together her One Day at Women's Empowerment event. She said it was a huge turning point in her career. She's so, so grateful. She's doing another one. Nicole used speaking as well. And she went from charging a few $100s for her services to having, $8,000 weeks and $8,000 days. And she used the exact same system that I shared with you here today. Really not complicated, guys. It's simple, but you have to be willing to take action. So if you're ready to get these kind of results, my invitation for you is to join the Skyrocket Your Confidence and Cash Flow program. It's actually, it's not a 30-day program, but the promise and the intention is to help you with the right systems and the right mindset to get your income to 10K in 30 days. And then once you know how to do it, you can just, hit repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, and continue attracting clients. And that's really where the confidence comes from. So there's a membership site that I have, and my clients love it. There's a lot of video. I love, love, love sharing stories. And it's really broken up into 8 resources, 8 modules with a huge mindset component. Because mindset is everything. How you approach, tasks, how you get into action or not get into action, how you self-sabotage yourself, how you allow fear to take you out is a direct relationship to the income that you make. And so we focus a ton on mindset. And that's why my program is the best program out there. It's helps spiritual women break through the inner blocks, really, support them through that, and then get crystal clear about what they're selling, how to sell it, how to create a sales attraction system, how to use speaking or online video or social media to attract clients, how to have the confidence in your sales calls. You get access to my sales scripts, how to handle sales objections. There's my workshop profit secret system included, what to put on your website, networking, you get my Rolodex of resources. It's all here for you. And of course, we just covered some of my workshop profit secret system, really I gave you guys the kind of overview, but there are, scripts and templates, how do you create a flyer, how to use joint ventures to fill your workshop events. You get my entire blueprint on, what to say when you get on stage, how do you craft your content, how do you craft your offer, how do you create your offer, how do you speak your offer, how do you follow up, what do I use to process payments. All of that is included for you inside the workshop profit secret system, and you get access to that in the program as well. So Susanna did my program, and she was also feeling really unmotivated about her business. She said that none of her marketing was working, and when we looked at it, it was a mindset issue. And we cleared that out, and she actually, she did $20,000 in 30 days, in her first 30 days. She said, Vanessa's challenge is 10K in 30 days, but my results have been double that. Her sales training is called Skyrocket Your Confidence and Cash Flow. It's exactly what she does. So she said it was the best, hiring Vanessa was the very best thing I've done for my business. So I want to help you guys get results like this. If you've been watching this training thinking, oh my God, this sounds great. I'd love to speak. I'd love to have the confidence to just get out there already. I'd love to move through this fear. My invitation for you is to apply to the program. I can't take everyone. I am very selective about who I work with, but this is a free conversation that you and I will have together, and really explore if this is the right path for you. So go to takeyourpowerbacknow.com/10K ready, and you can go and apply there. It's a free It's a free call. We'll take about 30 minutes to an hour together, and I really want to learn about your business. I want to learn about what's holding you back from just getting out there, and help you with some clarity on your next steps. And like I said, it's absolutely my passion to help entrepreneurs harness these systems, like speaking, like being visible, because I can't tell you the feeling I get when I go out there to an event and I have people come to me at the end and share their stories and tell me, thank you, that your story mattered, Vanessa, that it inspired something, it empowered them, it moved them. It's the most incredible feeling. And I love to help more people experience that, to really, walk their talk, to really live their purpose. So how can this help you? Like I said, I've set aside some time to speak with you in the next week or so for, let's say, 30 minutes to an hour, to really show you how to dramatically improve your sales and attract more clients, right? You were attracted to this webinar because you either have a business or want to have a business or like the idea of traveling and having more freedom and cash flow, so I can help you with that. And I'll personally take some time to sit down with you and talk with you and help you get crystal clear about really what's holding you back from getting the results that you want. And if you're, selling any kind of service, or, you want to be able to sell your services at higher price points and attract more leads and paying clients, this is going to help you get there. And again, one of my clients, Nicole, has been using these strategies and just knocking it out of the park. So you can do the exact same thing. You can get results. All you got to do is go to takeyourpowerbacknow.com/10K ready and apply over there. And again, it's a totally free call. And I'm doing this because I want to help you. If you're somebody who's a committed, driven entrepreneur or wannabe entrepreneur, and you're ready to make some changes in your life and your business, then I want to talk with you. I don't want to talk with you if a whiner, if you're a complainer, if you're not serious. I really don't want to talk to you. It's really not who I'm interested in working with. You're not going to get along good with me. We are not going to get along. But if you're a committed individual who likes to take action, who's been feeling this real knock on your heart for a while and you've been ignoring it, and the knocking is not going away, just getting louder and louder, I want to talk with you. I can help you. So go to takeyourpowerbacknow.com/10K ready. And again, guys, you might still be watching this webinar, and I tell you what, you could sit around and take notes and watch webinars till the freaking cows come home, but nothing happens until you make a decision. This is my sister and I bungee jumping in New Zealand. Holy smokes, it was terrifying, but what a rush of adrenaline. Oh my God, I loved it. It was a total rush. And that's how I feel, when I step off the stage. I'm totally, I can't sleep, man. I'm like high, buzzed. So you got to be able to take risks, right? This is what entrepreneurship is about. It's never going to be the right time. You're never going to have the time or the money. It's never going to feel right. It's always going to be a little bit uncomfortable, and it's going to be a risk. And you want to work with people who have done the things that you want to do and can show you how to avoid the pitfalls. And it's all about taking risks. I was having a conversation with my clients about their relationship to uncertainty and how it's so crippling, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, you have to get comfortable with taking risks and following your intuition. This is really what it's about, following your intuition and letting love guide you. Most of my clients, they already know what they need to do. They're just not trusting themselves. And so in the program, we provide an amazing amount of support for entrepreneurs. It's a very safe place. No one gets judged. It's an amazing healing place. I cannot tell you. I mean, I receive so much out of the calls. The women are really open, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful place for spiritual entrepreneurs who are ready to make, those inner changes. And of course, the results, the financial results follow. So leave you with a quote: education consists not so much of knowledge, but of knowledge effectively and persistently applied. People are paid not merely for what they know, but more importantly for what they do with what they know. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Love this quote. It's not about what you know. It's about what you do with what you know. So if you've been spinning around learning without earning, cut that shit out. Stop it right now. Get up there, be willing to make offers, be willing to be visible and make offers, be willing to help people, invite people to work with you, and just watch what the universe provides. It's the most amazing, fulfilling experience. So again, if you have enjoyed this webinar and you want to know more and you want to explore working with me in the Skyrocket Your Confidence and Cash Flow program, go to takeyourpowerbacknow.com/10K ready and register there. And if you guys have enjoyed this webinar, I'm going to invite you to head over to the event page and just make a comment on that. You know, if you learned something today that was like, wow, I'm going to use this. This is great. Please go into the event on Facebook, the Facebook event, and make a little comment there. And I will actually go and post a link for you guys right here in the chat so you have it. And this is a weekly webinar, guys, so help me spread the word. Where am I going here? Google Hangouts, here I am. Help me spread the word with that. If you would, if you enjoyed today's webinar, go to that link. I just posted it here in the chat and make a little comment or share it on your wall if you found it valuable. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up, for taking the time to be here with us, and showing up for you, and answering that call, right? Solar Spirit has sent you a little knock on your heart saying, you got to do this. So show up and say yes to it. I love you. I really honor you for being courageous. It takes a lot of courage. And I can't wait to see you on next week's webinar. Mwah. Big hugs, everyone. Bye.